If you have been on this channel, then you know how obsessed I have been on the untapped potential of the Hindi film industry to produce their own superhero franchise that is reflective of the industries that have been built by Marvel and DC. A combination of utilizing stories that have been published for several decades, of characters that have had a fan base developed due to years of story and world development through comics, finally taking the shape of full feature films and causing global box office mayhem. I've gone from wanting creators to look into the market that Raj Comics has been developing characters since the mid 1980s to even the prospect of us creating our own joint universe with characters like Minnal Murali, Bhavesh Joshi, and Surya from Mard Ko Dar Nahi Hota. What I think, however, was the pitch that Hindi creators have actually considered and in some shape or form are actually effectively trying to develop as full feature concepts is by utilizing the stories from rich Indian history and mythology and integrating it into the modern day world. With movies like Brahmastra, the success of even an over-the-top film like Akhanda, and the very fact that Ashwathama was even being conceptualized and was going on the floors for shooting, tells me that Indian creators have finally identified the rich history and culture of the country that can translate into epic superhero films. But this week was when the child within all of us got a tad bit too excited as Sony Pictures announced that they are going to be formulating a trilogy with our own childhood superhero from television, Shaktimaan, a show that aired on DD National from 1997 to 2005 and a story created by Dinkar Jani and Mukesh Khanna showcased a time where the world for the past 6,000 years has been experiencing a Kalyug, a time where morality is completely absent from the world and every element is consumed by evil. You can think of it as a post-apocalyptic world where everyone is fending for themselves and are only concerned about their selfish needs. Referred to as the age of darkness or of vices, the higher powers need a solution to cause some form of balance in the world. And this is where Shaktiman's origin story sets in, which I believe will translate beautifully on screen. By the way, I'm straight into pitching what I think will be a brilliant idea for the origin story of the first Shaktiman movie. A man who believes in dharma and follows Hindu principles is to combat evil that has plagued this world, transforming into the being that is known as Shaktiman by channelizing his 7 chakras energized through the power of Kundali Yoga. This presence is formed as the man steps his body into fire only to disintegrate and re-emerge with the aid of elements of fire, water, earth and wind. This being was a part of our childhood, and seeing him don the role of Gangadhar Shastri, a photographer for a newspaper to assimilate with the world, much like Superman and his Clark Kent avatar, and then combat evil as Shaktiman accounted for some of the most memorable TV viewing experiences. When this iconic character is getting a modern day twist, I think it will translate into a franchise that has the possibility to be as successful, if not more, than Krish. I think it will be a great origin story of the simple devoted religious man before even transforming into Shaktiman or being chosen to end the effects of the Kalyug is if he is actually reminded of how he is the reincarnation of one of the kings from the Solar dynasty who was predestined to eliminate evil from the world. The moment the world already conspires you to make you the chosen one, it always works wonders for a superhero origin story and raises the stakes. But as most superhero films go, the man would need his first enemy, a man who has the ability to cause absolute carnage. So who is a better antagonist to have than the iconic Tamraj Kilvish, also known as Andhero Ka Samrat, who we vividly remember was being portrayed by Surendra Pal. His catchphrase Andhera Kayam Rahe still echoes in my memory, and he is representative of ending all good virtues in the world, having the goal not only to end Shaktiman, but this too helped in creating the man. He will become a force to be reckoned with. Transforming mere humans into slaves that serve only his purpose, you will see his devious ways transform into having the end goal of just darkness prevailing in the world. When the stakes are that high and your antagonist has some scary ass mystical powers to do the same, it will account for a great altercation between our beloved superhero and a man who has brought us nightmares since the 90s. There was a lot of debate around who will play Shaktiman. I remember in 2018 there was a news article that was published which said that Ranveer Singh had signed a 3-film deal as Shaktiman, but nothing really materialized after that. I had put out a tweet regarding the same asking who do you think will be the best option as a Bollywood actor to play the iconic superhero. As the production house had already hinted that the man that is being cast is a big star, it already limits the kind of actors who are eligible for the role. While actors like Vidyut Jamwal, Amit Saad and Mohit Raina have been mentioned below my tweet, I just know that there is no way a company like Sony will back a 3-film deal with such actors. That's sadly the reality of the star system in this country. owing to how we have restricted ourselves and what a presence like Shaktimaan requires, I think it narrows it down to probably two actors, namely Ranveer Singh or Vicky Kaushal. The reason why I think it becomes between the both of them is because the character requires an actor that can pull off the heroics of a superhero, where one has to be independent and confident and still have the ability to pull off a goofy but alert character like Gangadhar. I personally think both actors have great comic timing that brings the much needed humanity to the individual, as well as have the skill to put on their A game as Shaktimaan who fights evil. I'm tilting more towards Ranveer acing it probably more than Vicky. As Tamraj Kilvish requires a formidable actor to portray the role to be absolutely evil and scary, especially as this movie is going to be catered to a young audience, I think an actor like Nawazuddin Siddiqui or Ashutosh Rana will have a beautiful ability to channelize the evil that the character requires and act like great forces of nature to combat the presence of Shaktimaan. Irrespective of my pitch, I think this is a venture that has us all terribly excited, and I hope and wish it only marks for more properties to be bought so that just like Minal Murali, Krish, Bhavish Joshi and other such ventures, we can have a superhero universe that we as Indians can be genuinely proud of. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below of who you think will be best suited for Shaktimaan and who do you think is a great antagonist for the first film. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.